Advertising is a very important part of life. If we didn't have it, how would we be reminded of places, products, or what we should or should not do? They can give a strong effect on the customer by amazing them, making them laugh, or giving them eternal nightmares. They can use catchy taglines, entertaining characters, or impressive visuals to make them stand out and make the viewer want to go out and buy it. But then there are those companies which do it wrong. Some ads can be cheesy and cliched as hell. We're getting more of it today than we did in the past, so here's a completely British list of the top paid lot. Completely British. I'm an American, for God's sake. Max can't even do this, because he's afraid of his voice and will wreck the lives of anyone who has positive thoughts about it. I still don't know why, because... Oh, never mind. I need to find someone better. Well, actually, I can always change my voice.
You have selected adult male number 1 British English as the computer's default voice. Oh bollocks. My British accent sounds weak and my voice sounds drunk. Better change.
You have selected AT&T Order as the Now I sound like my gender's bended. This is one hell of a disturbing event.
You have selected AT&T Charles as the computer's default voice. Well, I guess this voice will do for now, even if I have to pay an awful lot just for a text-to-speech voice, which is just rubbish. Oh, I'm just wasting time. So as I was saying, here's a completely British list of the top 10 worst.
Goddamn limit. Sorry for all of this, folks. I'll carry on nerding like this. So here's a completely British list of the top 10 worst things that advertisers are doing. Number 10, CGI for characters that don't need to be CGI. Of course, it doesn't just happen to cartoon characters such as Mickey Mouse, Thomas the Tank Engine, Popeye, and Fireman Sam. This has happened with characters such as Jeeves, the Silent Knight, Hippo and Duck, Churchill and the 118118 Men. Just because the M&Ms showed their true fame and comedic value in CGI, they had to screw up childhood memories by making them unrealistically computer-generated for no reason, because they aren't even interacting with the real world. Converting 2D or live action to CGI will just result in characters looking like crap. Especially with the Silent Night characters. Thank you so much for destroying my childhood Silent Night. I just hope Serta don't turn Aardman's clay sheep into computer graphics. Number 9, whoring the product out. This usually happens with Coca-Cola Zero, which is the exact same thing as Diet Coke. My friend Max saw Coca-Cola advertising their stupid product everywhere. It's been advertised on TV, buses, bus stops, billboards, banner ads, cinemas, movie theaters, and festivals. They were even greedy enough to put up a gigantic Coca-Cola Zero bottle at shopping malls like Blue Water. They still did it years after it had first been sold, and they of course continue to whore out the other Cokes. Just because you can drink Coke with aspartame, doesn't mean you should. And why do they do this? Do not give grass to the cash cows. Number 8, not being asked to promote better movies. I use M&Ms as an example, because they are my favorite candies and I feel bad for them for promoting such mediocrity. This'll also prevent this list from being completely British. Hee. Maybe this is just opinion, but don't you hate it when the coolest stuff promotes the crappiest movies? M&M's has promoted movies that didn't get very good reception. In 2008, Paramount released Iron Man. In 2009 they released Star Trek, and this year they released Iron Man 2. Yet all that was easy for companies to promote was this. Come on, Mars, even if the movies didn't come out when you decided to promote them, did you actually get special previews of them? Your candy characters are the coolest, and it disappoints me to see them as racial stereotypes. But then again, they didn't even have a brown character since 1997. Shrek 2, Star Wars Episode 3 and Indiana Jones 4 were the only films they promoted which got very good reviews, despite the overlooking on indies camp coming from fans. But I can predict that they will promote Shrek Forever After, and that will get bad reviews. So would it be a better idea to just sell mega M&Ms again? Mars and Paramount really need to make better decisions for the summer. It wouldn't even be a surprise if they instead of strawberry peanut butter released M&Ms that came in the form of Number 7. Overloads of perf shots. Oh, it can impress the guys. Max is sick of these ads. Even at the age of 16, he's too young to be that perverted. And too smart to be like these guys. It may also offend females, not just making them jealous, and shock soccer parents when their children are watching TV. The perf shots are usually female butt shots. Corsadil has shown a naked butt in their ad, while Dove did it a whole lot more, and Teen Lady Incontinence Pads showed the non-bare behinds of women over the age of 40 to the sound Shake Your Booty, while Reebok went insane by making an ad that is more ass than ankles. And for fun, they put a second showing of their last perf shot, saying,
better legs and a better bum.
So wearing trainers will increase the fat in your buttocks. I highly doubt these ads were filmed by chicks. As a male myself, Max thinks it gets disturbing after seeing it too much, and you could try to see if you can look away from it. It made him feel like he was watching a porno, a bad one too. I still can't believe this was on the list. What I like about the American ad, is that they actually portrayed the cameraman as a pervert.
Excuse me.
And if you think that's dirty of them, they even made an ad for the Americans with talking boobs. Number 6. Pointless bonus endings. If an ad has one last scene to bring us at the end, it's supposed to be comedic or following the plot, so that it doesn't need a sequel. But like I said, there are people who are doing it wrong. Examples of this include Muller Corner, Oven Pride, and AXA Insurance. In the Muller Corner ad, which involves people carrying pictures of food and has recently had its vocals replaced by an equally annoying single vocal, a woman does a jump while holding her picture. In the hideous 60 frames per second Oven Pride ad, probably the worst ad to ever get a rerun, it so overacted that even the producers made fun of it. The grumpy pedovich who shoves the bottle of Oven Pride into her husband's arms is acting grumpy, but at the end we hear a childish giggle from her. The most positive look in divorce I've ever seen. In the AXA Insurance ad, which involves crowds of people bumping into each other to the sounds of traffic and making close-ups which could scare the life out of toddlers, a bonus ending is added after the slogan is spoken, which is completely unrelated. A man punches another and he falls, and it's all done to cartoon sound effects. WTF? What is the meaning of that scene? Does it have anything to do with traffic? Endings like these aren't endings at all, they are just filler. Number 5. Surprise talking dog. Okay, that's pretty creepy. This has happened in American ads for Meow Mix.
Great. Now that song's gonna be stuck in my head all day.
Why did you think .com?
Hey, I'm a dog. What's your excuse?
And Bush's Chili.
Chili dog. Funny Jay.
And an Australian ad for Toyota. In the advert, a dog is put in for the attention of dog lovers. It is first an ordinary dog, but near the end it starts to talk. It's neither funny nor inventive to have a dog talk at the end. It's just one of the stupidest cliches ever to happen in advertising.
My bad.
And not only that, they let a baby talk like a man in a Pizza Hut ad from Britain. Oh, I do admit that ad is not as disturbing as the Evian ad.
Buy Coke Zero today.
Number 4. Ridiculous concepts. Once, I saw a random advert where a children's pantomime is taking place. But then everyone leaves and the next thing I know, it's a McDonald's ad. You will also get it with Halifax. The most nonsensical one involves the staff giving high fives to each other as they listen to Gold by Spandau Ballet. It spreads over to a different workplace and a farm for some reason, and then they are seen acting as if they are astronauts, putting rubbish bin goddamn trash cans on their heads. They've also laughed at us with reward horns, poorly executed jokes, and pointlessly upside down phone numbers. It's like the Chris Moyles show on crack. And that's saying a lot, because even Chris himself rated these ads. If I ever heard this breakfast show on my radio, I'd destroy it. Listerine has featured explosions inside mouths, making the cheeks of the person featured inflate. Herbal essences have put up with using nature for their ads and decided to create something that would happen if Terry Gilliam read too much Dr. Seuss. Confused.com have made ads where something people needed the most annoys them because they didn't pay for them, and they catch a disease where they say something like,
"Those are jeans I would have bought with the money I could have saved on my home insurance
if I'd gone to confused.com.
It's no wonder why the other person gets creeped out. Maybe it's supposed to live up to the website's name, but it's still stupid. Despite the fact that 15 minutes could save you over 150 pounds, Confused.com isn't the only comparison website out there. Besides, if you want that thing so much, why don't you give it a punishment so horrible that it would let you use it? Theft is cool. Speaking of cool, Inivrophone has been thinking that they would make themselves cool by using random people with random personalities acting badly, while talking about money using the slang words such as
Dosh, Reddies,
Wonga! Wonga!
that has become an internet meme because of the stupidity of the ad. And speaking of
Wonga!
Wonga.com has advertised themselves in the stupidest way possible, using a man who is literally half ordinary bearded guy and half Wonga businessman, jumping around like a cartoon character to talk to himself, and the sound doesn't help. They put in canned laughter on the unfunniest moments. What am I watching here? Hannah Montana? Come on, Wonga, do you really believe something like that would get your customers' attention? Just think of all the insurance-related ads you could have been like.
Oh, yes.
We compare meerkats.
A great deal easier.
Number 3. Overusage of retro/parody music. This has been used in so many ads that it's just annoying. I know music from the 80s is cool and nostalgic, but I think advertising is getting a little too nostalgic. It isn't the 80s anymore, you dumbasses. Not every ad has to have old music. They've done it with Biroka, Halifax, Auto Trader, Activia, Northern, Thomas, Actimel, the list goes on. Seriously, just watch those ads.
And I'm so tall, I'm so tall. Gold, always believing your soul.
you're happier on the outside.
Welcome to my world.
It's a great feeling. I never cared much for moonlit skies. Yes, it's a good day for singing a song.
Doesn't this cliche seem to get annoying after a while? If I wanted some heritage, I'd stick with ads that actually show it. There are also those people who think parody songs are clever for their advertising. This cliche has been popular with such companies as Halifax, MasterCard, Cupping-Lang 118118. They've parodied songs such as Sex Bomb for Halifax, Turn Around for MasterCard, the song from The Italian Job for Cupping-Lang, the Ghostbusters theme for 118118. What do joggers have to do with Ghostbusters?
I'm afraid of no ghosts.
This is why I actually like them in CGI. They are calmer, less silly, and they actually do parodies the right way.
Forget that 118.
Yes, any more than 20 steps and I take a taxi.
Halifax has almost stopped doing this, but then they do it even more, when they had some slut singing Isa Baby. Where's Weird Al, when you need him?
Shut the fickle!
Number 2, plagiarism. Biroka has ripped off OK Goes Here It Goes Again video in the crappiest way possible. British Gas has made ads that are basically Angelo Anaconda meets Super Mario Galaxy. These are just stupid ideas, and they prove how unoriginal most of us are today. We can only get creativity from Honda, Cadbury, Guinness, and other cool companies. But then we get ad stealing from other ads that came out before. For example, Cornetto Enigma has used the kind of puppets that Little Iggy was in the Swift cover ads. Geo5 used heads that can be taken off without gore when Rustler's Burgers already did it for Fingers, and Freeview used Postman Pat when he was already used by Specsavers. You could also compare the Honda family ads to Bupa. And what do you get when you cross Fox's Vinny the Panda with Travelodge's ZZZ Squad?
Hi, Fiona.
There also seems to be a couple of recent ads for Freeview and Budweiser using songs just because they were used in trailers. Sony took AC/DC's Thunderstruck just because it was used the Iron Man 2 trailer, and Budweiser took 30 Seconds to Mars Kings and Queens just because it was used in the trailer for Legend of the Guardians. So it's no surprise at how unoriginal the trailer for Vengeance was. Anyone who's been to the theater could tell the similarities. Be original with your choice of music. Be original, period. Number 1, dubbing over dialogue that is already in English. They used to do this in Britain with their M&M's just because John Lovitz and John Goodman were too American, but today they do it with just 4 men.
My hair says experience.
My hair says energy.
They haven't dubbed the American ads for Intel, the Hasbro toy ads, or some of the stuff you'd see on tele shopping, and there's one just for men ad they didn't dub, so what's the point? It's just offensive to the original actors. Pretty soon,
more ties
will become the next. And finally, number 0, treating expensive prices like they are cheap. What, you really thought it would end at 1? Companies are weird when it comes to prices. They keep advertising electronics, cars or houses at
just $11.99.
Or
only £9,790.
Does every price deserve the words only or just, or the phrase amazing price or unbelievable value? Think of all the poor people out there begging for a TV. They can't even afford a car, they'll just have to walk or get a bus/taxi/train. They may get a job, but their workplace doesn't pay them enough. They might spend an exhausting number of months trying to set up and fill a bank account. Hell, some might even be too nervous to show themselves to the public on shows like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I know cars and electronics are expensive, but not everyone in the world is rich and wealthy. Conclusion: advertising today sucks ass. Companies are starting to fail at making their product stand out the most. They completely run out of ideas, resulting in a carnage of cliches. From cheap expensive prices to whoring, from retro music butchery to overusage of stronger butchery, from overusing perf shots to promoting movies about perf shots, from surprise talking animals to endings almost as stupid, from an originality to a lack of sense. I'd rather turn the DJ off and wait 4 minutes for the good stuff. I hope this video proves a lesson to all you advertising agencies, unless you're going to hog for more money by continuing to annoy us with this garbage. Oh, I gotta go, my favorite ad done.
Shake it up, make me feel good. Make me feel good. Show me that wicked attitude. Let me up, make it alright. Do your thing like you're doing all night.
Microsoft Sam, what the hell do you think you're watching?
Oh, sorry Mary.